Are you kidding?
Welcome back to another episode of The Good Pirate. Join me as I cruise up the coast of Australia and I stumble upon a dream spearfishing location and of course all the little shenanigans I get up to.
What is up, guys? Welcome back to another episode. So we have some absolute unbelievable conditions today. We got about a steady 8 knots. We're cruising at like 5 knots and there is not much to whinge about, not at all. I just threw the line out, so hopefully I'll catch myself a fish. As for where we're heading to a sand cave that's out at the Great Barrier Reef. I've never been there before, so I'd love to give it a bit of an explore. Supposedly it's got some pretty good diving there. And you guys know me, always up for a bit of an explore, a bit of an adventure. Alright, I've come down because I'm getting hungry and we're going to make some banana bread. Wondering who's steering the boat? Well, Kita's out there. She's doing a great job steering the boat. So while she's out there doing that, I want to make some banana bread. They call me the Good Pirate, but they should call me the banana baking man good yum yums. Yes. How good does that look? Having an actual oven on board a boat is a game changer for me. Yummy. I've still got really sore jaws from my last episode when I was exploring that underwater museum using the sea bob. I had the snorkel in my mouth, and because it was fairly deep, I feel like I tore something in my jaw. It's just really tender. But luckily, this banana bread's nice and soft. And very yummy.
It is super important when sailing around the Great Barrier Reef or any place with regular reef popping up to know where you are. So check your maps and be on constant lookout for any color change in the water to indicate reef or shallow water, because your on top of water boat can very quickly become an underwater boat.
So we might have discovered an unmarked sand cay. I was just on the roof before because we were going past a big bit of reef, and I was sort of looking out into the distance and I saw this sort of yellow glow sort of just at the end of the reef, and it looks like it's a sand cay. And for you guys that don't know what a sand cay is, a sand cay is basically an island made of sand. It's really all there is to it. It could be an unmarked sand cay because when I was looking at the maps, nothing was showing up. How cool! The reef looks absolutely amazing, so you won't hear any complaints from this captain. We're just coming into the anchorage now, and holy it looks unbelievable. Wow. I'm literally like right next to the sand cay. Are you kidding? Look, the sand cay is right there. And it's still deep enough here to anchor. It's about 4 meters underneath me right now. Look at Kita. You excited, Kita? You excited? Let's go. Let's go put the dinghy down. Come here.
One of the things that I love about this lifestyle is the ever-changing plans, always equaling to new adventures and new experiences. Plus, you never know when you might stumble upon some buried pirate treasure.
Is that a dick? The island looks like a dick. Welcome to Long Slong Island. That's hilarious. The island isn't very big. The GoPro probably makes it look absolutely huge, but in reality it's pretty small. Majority of it is all underwater, so it's literally just this little section right here. But it's still very, very cool. We couldn't find any sticks right, so we did find a thong, and Kita seems to be pretty entertained. And I'll throw that. Bit of recycling of someone's thong, but hey, Kita's not complaining. Smallest little starfish I've seen. Look at this. If you know what kind of starfish that is, write in the comments. That'd be interesting. It's tiny, red. It's cool though. Alright, I want to go for a fish, so we're going to go back to the boat. Alright, just made myself some coffee and we're going to do some fishing. Hopefully there's someone out here. Oh, yummy. Good morning, guys. So something that I've been trying to find on this boat is my spot for sunrises. I've been sitting all over the boat watching the sunrise each morning, and today we're on the roof, the tippy top of the boat. Obviously not the tippy top because the mast is up there, but I think I found the spot. I really like this spot. So got myself a cup of tea and watching that beauty come up. Look at this day we have today. It is stunning, and I found out why the sand cay is not marked on the maps. It's because it's under that water. It's a low tide sand cay. This is what it's all about. Some days at sea you get rough weather, and some days at sea you get weather like this. Makes it all worthwhile. Alright, well I didn't catch a single fish yesterday, so I had 2-minute noodles for dinner. So as for this morning, well first I've got to finish my cup of tea, but I might jump in the water with the spear gun, see if I can get something for lunch with my singular fin. My one of my diving fins broke the other day, so that's a bit of a bummer, but we'll see how I go spearfishing with one fin.
Like a lot of people that live out in the ocean, you do become somewhat reliant on it for food when your supplies are getting low. I had my hopes up for this spot because it didn't look like a well-known area, and straight after jumping in, I saw a huge variety of animal life, and at that point I knew I was onto something good. And sure, there was plenty of fish there that I probably could have been happy with, but I try to always make sure to go for a big explore of the reef that I'm at just before I choose my meal. And I'm not gonna lie, it was a little weird paddling around with just one fin on, but it didn't stop me seeing this giant crayfish. Now, story time. I've never caught a crayfish with my bare hands. I've seen heaps of videos of people doing it, so I thought that I might give it a go, but after much thought and the massive size of the crayfish, I decided to use the gun. So it looks like I'm gonna have to practice catching crayfish with my hands another day. He was an absolute giant. After a bit of a wrestle, I finally got him, and on the way back, I actually ended up spotting a perfect sized coral trout, so it was a quick trip back to the boat.
I'll be back, there's a tasty looking fish down there.
Now, coral trout is my favorite eating fish, and unfortunately for them, they are very, very curious, which makes them an extremely easy target in the water. But like all fish, they're not going to jump on the end of your hook, so you do have to put in a little bit of work.
Are you kidding me? Look at this. That is the biggest coral trout, and that is the biggest crayfish I have ever got. That is huge. Woo! I'm so stoked. All with just one fin on. Just shows you don't need the right equipment, you need the right area. All right, we got to get out of here. Unfortunately, I would love to stay here for a bloody month or so, but we got to get to Cairns eventually, so we got to start making our way north. So stoked. Wow, we are eating good this week, that's for sure. Almost the same size. Right, you scurvy dogs, unfortunately we have to leave Long Slong Island. I run away to probably another sand cay that's actually just further north. It's kind of on the way to Cairns, so it works out pretty conveniently. Bye-bye! Right now we just gotta lift up the anchor. Not even gonna lie, that's a little close for comfort. We're kind of glad we're pulling out the anchor either way because I think I want to stay in this section. Look at, it's getting pretty shallow there. Woo! All right, well, we almost got the anchor up. That island was incredible, let alone was it absolutely stunning. But I got myself the biggest crayfish I've ever caught. I got myself probably, maybe the biggest coral trout I've ever caught. So we're off to a pretty good start this morning. As for conditions, we got about a southeasterly blowing. It's blowing about 3 to 5 knots, so it's not much wind around today. I'm gonna put both sails up and hopefully we can sail a little bit today. Otherwise, I'm gonna be motoring the entire day, which is not my favorite thing to do. Just look at this weather. How incredible. All right, well, let's pull the sails up, shall we?
As a sailor, you learn pretty quickly that the ocean is as dangerous as she is magnificent. Some days are going to be stormy, wet, wild, and horrible and make you wish that you never left land. But you gotta have the bad days to truly enjoy the good ones. For me, I know it's silly, but I've always felt a strong connection to the sea, and I always try to respect her, and in a way, she always shows it back.
Not much sailing going on today. Unfortunately, we're gonna have to be motoring all day, but that's all right. You know, every now and then you got to do it. Now, how insane is the animal life that we're seeing today? How cute was that little baby dolphin with a mama dolphin? That was adorable. And the whale, how cool was that? Now, the surf family has a little bit of PTSD for whales. Now, personally, I have secondhand PTSD. My dad, about 20, 30 years ago, actually hit a whale and its tail went up and completely smashed the boat. And he was in a life raft for, you know, a day with my mother. We try to keep our distance with whales because they can do damage to your boat. But I would love to swim with whales. I'm all for swimming with whales. I have not swum with a whale yet. I've been in the water and heard whales, and I've tried to swim with whales, but haven't done it yet. It's on the bucket list. Will succeed soon. Alright, we've just arrived at our destination, and honestly it looks absolutely beautiful. There's one other boat here, so it must be a good anchorage. The sand cay is a lot bigger than the one we were just at, that's for sure. So it should be an absolutely beautiful spot. Alright, because we did anchor pretty shallow, I'm just going to go check the anchor to make sure it's pretty nice and secure, and we're not going to drag at all.
So your ground tackle is probably one of the most important things on a boat. So you want to make sure your anchor is nice and secure because that's what's going to ensure you that you're not going to drift away or drift into a reef. I decided to move the anchoring chain a little bit further away just so if my boat was swinging there was no chance it was going to hit any reef, because the last thing you want in your conscience is knowing that your chain was swinging around and whacking into Nemo's home.
We're good. That's nice and secure now.
Now knowing that the boat was 100% secure, it was time to take Keita ashore. Alright, I know you've had fish fingers before, but you ain't ever had fish fingers like this. So I'm going to show you a recipe that I tried the other day and I was obsessed with. Now, I told myself that I wasn't going to turn this into a cooking channel like my old ones, but this is so delicious that I had to add it in the video. And it's get about that much fish. I don't know how much that is. Get yourself 2 garlic cloves and a lemon all into a bowl. I'm making chunky little fish fingers. And get your garlic, cut that up as thin as you can. I want to put this all into a bowl. Cut your lemon. Because the lemon is really what sort of cooks it. Because you're going to want to let it sit for half an hour. I cut my finger and that really stings. When you got that all there, you're also going to want to add some pepper. Then about a tablespoon of oil. Get all that good stuff. You're going to want to leave that for like half an hour or so. And while that's doing that, you can get everything else ready. You want your breadcrumbs. I like this brand because this stuff it's just the good stuff. You're going to want an egg and some self-raising flour. Because we still kind of have to fry it, we've got to use our oils. I would usually use just all coconut oil, but I don't really have enough coconut oil to fry, so I'm going to do like half coconut oil and the other half olive oil. Okay, so this is the order that you want to do it. You want to do the fish, flour, eggs, breadcrumb, straight into the hot pot. You got that? Good. Now let's make it. You ready for this? Ooh, yeah. Look at that. Nice and crunchy. Woo! Honestly, there's so much flavor in this, you don't need to add anything else. Because you got that lemon garlicky that it's sort of like all soaked in, so all that flavor's inside. And then you got that crunchiness on the outside. Yum. Yum. Honestly, if you get a chance, get that up, y'all. Really good. Alright, let's go outside. Sunset. Alright, I fully demolished all those fish fingers before coming out. They're so good hot. The last couple of days has honestly been sunshine and rainbows. Poseidon has been putting it on for us, and it's not always like this, so we're definitely going to make the most of it while it's here. As for what's to come, well, I haven't put up half the sails on the boat. I have no idea how my water maker works. There's still a lot of things to figure out on how the boat works. As for what's coming in the future, I've decided to make my way to the Coral Sea. The Coral Sea has some of the most unbelievable underwater activity. So I'm always up for a good adventure, always up for a good explore. So I've decided to make my way there. The boat still needs a lot to get ready, but hey, that's all part of the journey. Anyway, the sun is going down. It is the end of another beautiful day, and hopefully a lot more beautiful days to come. And of course, like every good pirate, rum on sunset.